So folks, today I'd like to talk to you guys about the religious indoctrination of children and why I think it's wrong. You look everywhere, and if you see a religious child, you would automatically assume that they are of the same religion as their parents. Well, that's quite obvious. It's because their religious parents teaches their children to be religious. And by default, almost every single religious family in the United States and around the world, the children are of the same religion as their parents. And I see it as very unfair, and I see it as a disservice to the child to teach them this way. Now, you guys might think that, well, what other way is there to raise a child? For religious people, they might think that raising an atheist child would be just as biased. But I don't really think so. It's actually more fair than the indoctrination of children with religion. And I believe that the most fair way of raising a child would be to be completely neutral on the idea of religion and atheism. Now let's look at a few scenarios. Scenario 1. A religious parent tells a child,
"You better believe in Jesus Christ or you'll burn in hellfire forever. He's your Lord and Savior."
Well, that's the end. The child's going to believe in Jesus Christ. They're going to believe whatever it is that the parents believe without giving a fair opportunity to any other ideas. Let's look at scenario B, the fair scenario, as I would call it. And I believe this is the most fair way of raising a child.
"Alright, son. I am blank religion, but since I'm going to be fair to you, I'm going to give you all these religious texts from all these different religions and all this research concerning the history of these religions, and you make up your own mind on what religion is. I'm not going to push my bias on you, so enjoy."
Jeez, now how fair is that? The child makes up their own mind whenever they want. And they're not pushed to believe whatever it is the parent believes. Free market religion. So how is the child going to respond? Well, in 20 years later, they're going to probably say,
"Alright, Dad. I decided after reading all these things that you've given me, I want to be blank religion."
How should the parent react?
"Well, son, despite our differences, you are still my child, and I will accept your decision, despite my bias, and despite what I believe. It is your choice after all, and I will leave it at that."
Mutual understanding of differences. Why don't we have that? Why don't we have that kind of shit in real life? Why do we have religious indoctrination of children? How is that fair to the child? I'm not going to sit here and tell you how to raise children. That's still up to you. I'm just going to tell you why I think it is unfair and a disservice to the child to raise them as the same religion as the parents, because it's obviously a biased point of view. Now, let's analyze these two scenarios. The first one, well, the parents raise their child with a biased point of view that their religion is the one true religion and pretty much brainwashes the child. There's not much more to say about that. In the second scenario, the parents, they give multiple viewpoints to the children so that they make up their own mind. There's no pressure, there's no bias. And the child makes up their own mind on their own time based on their own interpretation of what they read. It's only fair to the child that they make up their own mind and not have bullshit shoved down their throats. And a fair parent, a wise parent, and a good parent would let their children make up their own mind, regardless of how they personally feel about it. Allowing children to see multiple viewpoints of the world allows for more open-mindedness. By enriching their lives with multiple points of view through multiple cultures, multiple religions, multiple philosophies, they have a greater understanding of the world. They have a greater understanding of different cultures, and they are less likely to be bigoted assholes. Well, that's all I have to say for this video. If you liked it, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. I'll talk to you guys next time. Take care.